I was. I don't know why this is not working. Hang on.
Well, for those of you that are here,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
we have no music. We have no intro.
Wait a minute.
Please stand by. Technical difficulties. You guys should be used to this by now.
We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
I'm not sure why it's not working. It was working as of yesterday. Everything seems to be right. I have no idea.
So we'll see what happens. We'll just start the show. How's that? Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Sports Nerds. Joining me tonight are my co-host, Mr. Ken Koslow, Cowboys Rule, and Mr. Elliot Biggie Lamba. Mr. John G. Olson is on the road, headed to the airport with his mother so she can fly home, I guess. I didn't know she was going anywhere. I thought she was sticking around for a while. But he's on the road to the airport, taking his mother.
On the road again.
So it's just going to be the three of us, and we're just going to wing it and see how it goes. I'm going to start the show on a personal note. As all my Facebook viewers know, I got a new member of my family 2 weeks ago.
Here we go.
His name is Groot. He's a year and a half old male. And the boy is just full of piss and vinegar. He just does not stop. I mean, I get tired just watching. He gets into everything. He climbs on everything. He tries to jump on top of bathroom doors, which he's actually accomplished a couple of times. And I mean on the very top of the door. And what is he doing now? He's on the other side of my screen here. What's he doing? Oh, he's going back in the window. Okay.
Did they ever warn you about being patient with rescues?
He is a rescue from
because
SPCA.
You don't know what they've been through.
And I imagine he's been through hell.
He's making you pay for that shit now.
And he has actually.
Anthony.
When I picked him up, he had been at SPCA since August, so he'd been there a long time, and the workers there had grown attached to him, and was glad to see him get a home. So I'm not about to give up on the kid. I introduced him physically to my other feline today. Brett, we're not in the sports yet, so just hang on, okay? Just slow your roll there for a second. I introduced him physically to my 9-year-old today, and it went a little bit better than I thought it was. There were some tenuous moments. She hisses and growls and doesn't want him anywhere near her, but, he doesn't attack her. He doesn't jump on her. He doesn't go after her, and there's no knockdown, drag-out brawls. So that was a good first weekend with him. The good news is I do have the week of the Masters off, as I always do. So that week, I can let them coexist while I'm here being referee. Groot, as I call him, and yes, he is named after Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. That is the actual thing I did.
Oh,
okay.
I thought you were saying Gru, as in the minion.
No, Groot.
Okay.
The tree thing from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right. Okay.
And he can be lovable, but when he's all hyped up and he's in a mood where he's super hyper, it's just best to let him tear the place up and then fix it afterwards. So that's what I'm going to do. And so he's going to stay. I had made plans to take him back this weekend because because of what he did here on my face. You know what? It's part of the process, and I know I didn't pick him up and throw him against a wall. I didn't go off on him when he did it, but I will say that sucker bled for a while. So anyway, he stays.
By the way, the music is fixed now.
Oh, you want to do the intro now? I mean, 5 minutes into the show.
Sure, we did a prequel with your damn cat. So
all right, go ahead, Elliot. I gave you that prequel gave you a chance to fix the music. Go ahead.
Exactly. Pussy usually makes me inspired.
Yes, pussy makes you act fast. I know. Yeah, go ahead.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Turn it up.
Welcome, sports
Yeah, you
fans,
want
to the
everything,
latest
don't you?
Chestnut production of the Sunday Night Sports Nerd Show. It is the most absurd 90 minutes of anything goes, smack talk, and a whole lot more. Every Sunday night, the Sports Nerd joins forces with 3 charismatic co-hosts who are a select group of sports nerds with attitude, better known in Nerd Nation as the Rampage. We are 4 of the most loudmouth, smack-talking nerds around, coming at you with some sick rips and rants, which may be just enough to make you pee your pants. So listen up, Nerd Nation. Let's rise and welcome the legend himself. He is the founder, he is the host, and he is the star of the Sports Nerd Show. Coming to you live, straight out of Lakeland, Florida, Scott, the Sports Nerd Right.
That's the way to start the show properly. Thank you very much, Mr. Elliott.
There we go.
And we're nice day. Glad to have Ken actually on camera this week.
Yes, I'm back.
It seems like using the phone.
I'm
worked better
back.
for
Oh,
you,
now
Ken.
you're white. Wait, I'm sorry.
I'm back in the saddle again. I'm back.
And Elliott's doing his best Jerry Garcia imitation this week with the headband over the dreads. So
yeah,
Yeah,
the
got
headband,
Grateful Dead and Aerosmith.
the headband was a necessity today.
and we're just gonna trucking on into this show. So let's go ahead and do that.
There we go.
Anyway, still an active week in free agency, guys. Very active week in free agency. I was very happy with what the Browns did, really solidifying their defense, which is what they needed to do. The edge rusher, Agbo Okanoro, 3-year deal, which is I'm very happy to have him on that line. Tristan Hill, Maurice
Well
Hurst.
done with the name, too.
Yep. Dalvin Thompson was a big signing. We re-signed Sion Takitaki, and we signed Juan Thornhill. So they're shoring up the defense, which was what they needed to do, because their defensive line could not get pressure, could not stop the run, and we picked up 4 strong defensive players. And so I'm happy. I'm happy with that. They didn't spend a lot of money, which I'm also happy for. But it looks promising for the Browns and their defensive. And I do like Greg Schwartz. I like the way he coaches the defense. So that was also a strong signing as far as defensive coordinator is concerned. So, so we shall see. And we also managed to get a tight end. We re-signed our center. Tight end Jordan Akins, who actually played with Deshaun Watson in Houston, so that was probably a connection thing for him. And I'm all right with it. I'm sure John's happy that Poyer is staying in Buffalo. I wish he was here so we can get his opinion on that, because Jordan Poyer stayed with the Buffalo Bills, as opposed to the rumors that said he was going elsewhere. And they re-signed Sam Martin, their punter.
Matt Milano.
Matt Milano is sticking around as well.
Right.
So, and Ken, the Cowboys have made a splash in free agency.
They have
What
a
the
little
hell
bit.
is going on, and who's running the front office of the Cowboys?
I wouldn't exactly call it a splash. It's a little bit of a ripple, but it's not a splash.
They still won't get out of this round, though.
I know, right?
Well, let's see. We made headlines this week by releasing Zeke.
Which I know you're not really upset about.
I'm not totally upset about it, no, but
the only one I'm
appreciative.
upset about Zeke is Dak Prescott. Okay?
No,
crybaby.
He'll get over it. I appreciate everything Zeke did, but the fact of the matter is there's a real possibility that we'll get him back this summer.
Right.
Since I don't think anybody's going to take that contract.
Right. I mean, you guys did get
so he could come back.
I'm surprised Prescott didn't break out with, he's my running back.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. But
I mean,
Tony
you did.
T.O. didn't coach him on that.
Yeah, the biggest signing there was Stephon Gilmore. With
Yeah.
trade.
Got Stephon Gilmore.
Yep.
But he's
Apparently,
long in the
they
tooth.
are.
He's long in the tooth. Let's not.
Yeah. So is Brandon Cooks too.
Yeah,
And
and they just
I don't know why they.
too with Houston.
They would have been better off trying
Yeah.
to get DeAndre Hopkins instead of Brandon Cook.
Well, DeAndre wants to come here. What's
the holdup?
Stephon Diggs wants to come here, so I don't know what they've got planned. But
Well, now that they signed Cook, they're pretty much out of it for any other wide receivers.
well, I don't know.
OBJ is definitely out of it. They
Yeah.
ain't gonna be able to pay him. I don't think they're gonna be able to pay these guys with Brandon Cook, CeeDee Lamb, and the rest of the crew out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus,
Yeah,
they
it
just
depends on how much of that Elliott contract that they can spread around. I don't know. That's a real. I totally don't understand the Cook signing. I would have rather had DeAndre Hopkins or Stephon Diggs. Diggs is closed his Buffalo Twitter account. He doesn't follow them anymore. He follows the Cowboys.
Adam Thielen
to
Carolina. That just came in.
Thielen to Carolina, right where he started. I don't know. You never know with this franchise. So the next 6 weeks should be interesting.
should be.
They re-signed Cooper Rush to be the backup again, which kind of makes me wonder what kind of a future he thinks he has in the league. So I don't know. We shall see. You never know what the Wizard's going to do.
Who's the Wizard? Jerry Jones, really?
Jerry Jones cannot.
Yeah, the Wizard of Odd. He is the Wizard of Odd. Bless you.
Thank you.
There's a lot of that going around.
It seems like it's always with me, so who knows?
Well, this weather is totally bonkers over here.
I've never had allergies before, but it just seems like the last few months I've done nothing but sneeze constantly.
You never had allergies because I've had them all.
Yeah, it's true.
I've got enough allergies for everybody.
If the rich can get richer, that San Francisco defense is even richer than it was before.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's scary.
I'll tell you what. So what do you think of Jimmy G going to the Raiders, Elliot?
Good riddance. See you later. Bye.
That
Go hang out at the Bunny Ranch.
was without any hesitation whatsoever.
Shut the fuck up and go to the Bunny Ranch where you belong.
Yeah, they're already advertising the Bunny Ranch for him too.
Okay. Matter of fact, we signed Sam Darnold to a 1-year deal.
Sam Darnold.
And I'm gonna tell you what though, Kyle Shanahan, he can take anybody and turn them into a legit quarterback.
Look, we do with Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant this year.
He's got it. He's gonna have to rehab for a while, man. There's no guarantee that he's gonna respond. You know what I'm saying? Right away.
And Trey Lance is no guarantee. I mean, he didn't show anything.
Trey Lance needs to go. Trey Lance needs to go. I think Sam Darnold. Look, Sam Darnold did well after they put him back in Carolina.
When they put him in Carolina, yeah, he did better than he did where he was before.
And you can't hold it against him when he played for the fucking Jets.
No.
Okay.
No.
You put him in a Kyle Shanahan offense, and Kyle Shanahan will make that work.
Kyle Shanahan will retrain him on how to play the
quarterback. And not only that, but Sam Darnold's going back home.
He's going home.
You know,
and when he was at SC, he was scary good.
Clarky, I think Trey Lance is another Carson Wentz, whereas coming out of Division II or whatever they call it, FCS or FBS or whatever the hell they call that.
Just to answer Phil's question, because Trey Lance is just a shorter version of Colin Kaepernick, yo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that is.
Yeah.
But Kaepernick can throw the ball better and can run the ball.
Trey Lance, they're gonna find out this year if Jordan Love is any good or not.
That's for sure.
Because he's questionable as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the style of quarterbacking that
well, Jordan Love hasn't shown anything when he was put in.
Trey Lance didn't show anything. Jordan Love hasn't shown anything. that type of quarterback needs to be in a specific type of offense, and I just don't think that Trey Lance has the skills necessary. I mean, he came from North Dakota State, which is where? Who came from there?
Carson Wentz.
Thank you very much.
Carson Wentz.
And I'm just saying, there's no big-time quarterbacks coming out of North Dakota State. He played one great season. The 49ers got sucked in.
You cannot judge NFL talent on FCS ability. You can't do it.
No.
Hey, congratulations, Clark. I'm really happy for you for not having seen Trey Lance play because
you didn't miss much, Clarky.
You didn't miss anything at all. But anyway, with that defense, with Javon Hargrave, now you got him with Nick Bosa.
Yep.
You got Clelin Ferrell, who was a number 4 pick.
Yep.
From the Vegas Raiders.
Yep.
Okay, that line's going to be insane. And I'm still holding out hope that they'll go get Bobby Wagner.
I think Wagner's going back to Seattle. I think that's what he wants to do.
That's fine. If he goes there, that's fine because Seattle ain't going nowhere either. That division belongs to the 49ers. It's going to stay with the 49ers.
Yes, I agree.
And that's all there is to it. That defense will be enough to buffer any weakness at quarterback that we have.
Correct.
Okay. And like I said, I'm going to give Sam Darnold a chance. And now, if Purdy can come back healthy and he's ready to play, great. Give it back to Purdy. Let him build on what he had already established. Okay. But
it depends on how effective Darnold is at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. They're going to battle.
If he's rolling.
They're battling for that starting
Yeah.
job. That's basically what it comes down to. Okay. And I think that, again, all the 49ers did was strengthen an already vicious defense.
Yep.
Okay. And that alone can make up for a lot of things. When you got a great defense, sometimes that could buffer.
Well, and you know what, Elliot? If Brock Purdy had not got hurt in that Philadelphia game,
totally different outcome.
Totally different outcome, I think.
Yes. Totally different outcome.
Yeah.
Because look at how Philadelphia scored. They scored on basically what shouldn't have been a catch in the first quarter. Okay. They scored on a fumble by, I don't even remember his name anymore, that Johnson guy or whatever his name was. The quarterback, the 8th string quarterback or whatever. Okay. He fumbled the ball right before the half in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They go and score on that. Technically, with all the gifts that Philadelphia received that day, they only scored 10 points on offense. If you take away those gifts that they received. All right. And the 49ers only scored 7. Why? Because, I mean, come on, Josh Johnson, really?
And he got hurt, and it was over because Purdy could not throw the ball any more than 10 yards down the field, if that.
Look, it was over with before he got hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. When Josh Johnson they would have been better off just putting McCaffrey at quarterback at that point. Okay. And bottom line is that, again, I really believe that, and the San Francisco, and here's the other thing, the San Francisco defense had to spend way too much time on the field because the San Francisco couldn't get any offense going with that joke of a backup quarterback.
They got worn out.
Exactly. And again, if Purdy does not get injured, I tell you what, that game ends differently. That game.
Let me ask you something. Let's play devil's advocate for a second. Let's say Purdy does not get hurt and the 49ers end up winning and playing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. You think they'd have beaten the Chiefs?
With that defense, it's very possible.
It's very possible. It's very possible. Although I don't even think the Chiefs should have won that Super Bowl to begin with. But, that's neither here nor there. They shouldn't have even been there if Cincinnati didn't get a hose job done on them.
Right.
And by the way, Ken, Marquette did not come through for you. MSU.
I know. I'm well aware. I saw the end of it.
Yep.
So, I mean.
There goes one of my finalists.
There's a lot of noise out there about
your bracket was
Kansas City and how the NFL, and Brett, you could chime in all you want, but the bottom line is you guys got gifted, just like last year the Rams got gifted a trip to the Super Bowl and a Super Bowl victory. Okay.
Yep.
You guys are no different than the Rams. Okay. So, again, I believe that with that defense, San Francisco could have been there with Kansas City.
Yep. I'll be right back, guys.
And I think they would have had an equal shot at winning that thing. Even though I think Philly should have beat them. You know, Philly beat themselves in that second half.
Yes, they did. They
You know what I'm saying?
quit playing in the second half.
And,
I thought they had the game won.
Questionable calls here and there, and that definitely swayed the outcome. Again, and that was just like last year. A couple of officials' calls in the championship game and in the Super Bowl gave the Rams a victory.
Yes, it did.
Well, Kansas City followed the same playbook, but that's because Mahomes is the NFL darling. Roger Goodell is somehow in Kansas City's pocket. The way I see
He's
it.
always in somebody's pocket.
You know what I'm saying? Except New England and maybe Dallas.
Yes.
He doesn't seem to back those teams up too much.
No.
Yeah, I mean, right now, the face of the NFL, the face that the NFL wants is Patrick Mahomes.
The Kansas City Chiefs, yes.
Yeah. So, you know, it's neither here nor there. It's over and done with, you know. I think it's kind of funny that all that smoke that Juju Smith-Schuster blew up in the air after that whole incident. Now he's with the New England Patriots because Kansas City didn't want to resign. Okay.
Right.
So, and Juju ain't had no room to talk anyway because he got signed to a 1-year contract and then shipped out. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, I'm happy with what we did. I mean, on defense, picking up some serious free agents on defense, signing what we had already, and it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, Juju's going to New England to play the Patriot way, so
they're going to have the Mr. TikTok and Mr. Gritty, Mike Gesicki.
Yes.
Yeah, you could. I don't know if you guys saw the meme.
I think Belichick's going to have something to say about all that stuff.
Oh my God, Belichick's going to fucking pull.
Yeah, I think he might.
But
and again, we're only 6 weeks out from the draft, guys.
Yeah,
the excitement's just getting started.
Well, the big question is going to be, who are they going to? Who's Carolina going to get a draft? The C.J. Stroud seems to be the odds-on favorite.
I would think. I think C.J. Stroud is the odds-on favorite at Ohio State.
Although I've been hearing that they're talking about trading the first pick on as well, but why would they give all that they
trade down? I don't understand. I don't know why they
trade down.
No,
that doesn't
give up all that capital.
I don't see
down
that
again. I don't think so.
That'd be insane.
The team that has made the biggest splash, I think, in this offseason so far, the Chicago Bears.
Absolutely.
Bears, definitely.
The Bears are on a mission.
Bears have made their way into contention.
Look, everybody was like, "Oh, what are they going to do? They got rid of David Montgomery. They're going to sign Deontay Foreman."
Right.
Okay. They already had a good tight end. Now they put a second one in there, Tanyan, with him.
Robert Tanyan.
Okay.
Yeah.
They took Tremaine Edmonds away from Buffalo.
Yep.
Okay. They took
DJ Moore is going to be a great number one receiver for what's his face. Why can't I think of his name? Anyway.
DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Justin
Fields. Thank you, John. Thank you, Ken.
Okay. And then they picked up TJ Edwards, who was a beast on defense for Philadelphia.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. So I look right now, the way that division is.
Well, edge rusher Demarcus Walker is not a bad pickup either.
Think about this.
Not bad.
Who would have said a few years ago, okay, that the NFC North would come down to what Chicago and Detroit do next season?
Yeah, you know what? And to be honest, guys, I think Detroit and Chicago on paper are the best two teams in that division.
They are.
They are now.
Green Bay
are now.
Question mark Okay,
Green Bay is
Minnesota.
on their way down.
Minnesota's standing pat with Kirk Cousins, and they've lost people
Which
too.
you see how that works out.
They lost Thielen.
Primetime Kirk Cousins.
They've already lost Thielen. Now they've got Justin Jefferson.
And they're about to get rid of Dalvin Cook too.
Yeah, they're stopping Dalvin Cook on the market too. So I mean,
Chicago and Detroit are the freaking front runners in the NFC South. Can you imagine that?
Yep.
In the North, yeah.
How about
You
that?
think you were in an alternate universe if you told somebody.
Mm-hmm. Alternate league.
But
I give
kudos to the Chicago Bears for going out and
they have been really aggressive in free agency, and I'm excited to see what they do with all those picks they got from Carolina for that first round.
Right.
And then what's his name? Jamal Williams left Detroit, but they went and got David Montgomery.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what, Clarky? Goff played really well last year. Don't underestimate him.
Oh yeah, Goff was one of the top quarterbacks.
Yes, Goff was one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL last year. He did really good in that
That
system.
offense is nothing to sneeze at.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and with Amon-Ra St. Brown and the weapons that they got there, they're gonna be tough. They got rid of what's his name, Hawkinson, but that new dude that came in filled in just very nicely.
They really shored up their defense in the offseason as well.
And I think their X factor is their coach.
Oh yeah, I love me some Dan Campbell, guys. I love him.
He's going to be.
They re-signed a lot of good pieces to their defense. Isaiah Buggs, John Comiskey, Alex Anzalone, they all re-signed. Cameron Sutton re-signed. Defensive back Will Harris re-signed.
Here's the difference why Goff. Look, here's the difference. He says that he was good in LA as well for a while. He was good in LA for a season, but they never really wanted him as their quarterback. That's why they traded for Stafford. Okay, so the reason that I believe that Goff is going to be more consistent than he might have been in other people's eyes before is because he's somewhere where he's wanted.
Yes.
Okay. When you're wanted somewhere, you tend to play better.
And don't think that Dan Campbell's not going to make sure he improves in the offseason. Right. It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen.
Damn right. I understand Bill's dilemma because he has Mac Jones as quarterback.
Yes.
I can understand his dilemma. All right, but Jared Goff is better than Mac Jones.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Mac Jones hasn't shown anything.
Let's not throw shade on Jared Goff just yet because he came out last year guns a-blazing.
He balled out last year. He really did. And
they were just this close. They were this close to sneaking into the playoffs.
Yes, they were.
After they were 1-6, were they to start with?
In the who cares department, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed Baker Mayfield.
Do you think that Kyle Trask might be a bit of a deterrent to kind of inspired that a bit? Yeah, Baker Mayfield. Yeah. Well, a lot of people argue.
They're going from
an idiot for an OC.
They're going
from a quarterback with 7 Super Bowl rings to Baker Mayfield.
Well, they could have gotten Kyle Trask too. So.
Well, you know what? Kyle Trask and Baker are going to compete in the offseason. Let's see what happens. I mean, the Buccaneers have been high on Kyle Trask, so we'll see what happens. Not that I respect the judgment of Todd Bowles or any of the Glazers for that matter, or Jason Light, who's the GM. I don't trust their judgment at all.
You just mentioned what I think is the problem for Tampa, and that's Todd Bowles.
Oh yeah, it is Todd Bowles.
Okay, I don't think he's not the disciplinarian that Bruce Arians was. That's why the team went in the shambles last season.
Not by a long shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
That team was under Arians. They were all accountable, held accountable. Okay.
And that's why they won. And Arians is the reason why they won the Super Bowl. It wasn't just Brady.
Exactly.
Arians and his
exactly.
He was much of a disciplinarian as George Patton was.
Yes.
I've had people argue with me about Baker Mayfield left and right, and I'm like, look, Baker Mayfield showed he had some talent in his first season with Cleveland, But then the reality of it all came to bear when you figure out the same thing he was in Oklahoma, a head case.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, his problem is not in his abilities;
It's between his ears.
That's right.
His ego is a little
Super
too
massive
big.
ego.
Yeah, his ego is the one thing that overrides his
And
talent.
he carried that ego from Oklahoma because he was a god in Oklahoma. And
Oh,
he,
yeah.
and he
Oh,
ate
yeah.
that, and he fit into that, and he thought he could be the savior of the franchise.
It was long before he got to Oklahoma. He got that from his high school days.
That's right.
He is.
I keep forgetting he's from Texas, and you followed his high school
That's right.
career.
Yeah, he's a poor man's. Who was your former Browns quarterback? One from A&M.
Johnny Manziel.
Manziel. He's a poor man's Manziel.
Oh, he's a sober Manziel.
Yeah. If Baker Mayfield were as one quarter as good as he thinks he is, then he might be dangerous, but he's not.
Yeah.
Who thinks that Geno Smith is going to be able to replicate what he did this year next year?
I think he'll have a good season. I mean, Seattle's on the downfall, though. I mean, they're not as good. They don't have the Legion of Boom anymore, and their defense is not as good. I mean, but Geno, did he win Comeback Player of the Year during the NFL awards? I don't remember.
Yes, he did.
Okay, he did win Comeback Player. He deserved it. He deserved it the way he played. But
yeah, but after 8 years of obscurity and nothing to show for,
right?
You know what I'm saying? He had one good season. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that Seattle is going to be able to compete.
Let's see if he can run it back and do it again next year. Is that what you're
saying? Don't know if he can or not.
Seattle's not going to improve any until Carroll has finally retired, and I think he's on his way out. I don't know how much longer.
Look at that contract.
I thought this would be his last year, and it wasn't.
Geno gets 3 years, $75 million.
Pete Carroll is becoming predictable.
Yes.
Okay, everybody.
He's always been predictable.
And it's going to be just like other situations where until you get rid of that one problem, which is the coach, you're not going nowhere.
Yeah,
this is going nowhere.
This is the coach.
We all know Arizona's not going to compete. And the Rams, what they do, they have one free agent signing, I think. No, the Rams acquired Hunter Long in a trade. And they sent out Jalen Ramsey to be able to do that.
Yeah, they sent Jalen Ramsey to Miami, right?
Yeah, they haven't done anything.
Let me tell you something about Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll had it easy in 2003 and 2004 when he had the national champions or the contender of the national champions.
USC? With Bush on his team.
With Bush. Right. Reggie Bush. 2005, Texas kind of spoiled that and exposed him for how predictability really is.
One of the greatest NCAA championship games in history, Ken. That was a great game.
Yeah. But Texas exposed him for his predictability. And that Super Bowl between Seattle and New England was almost exactly the professional version of that Rose Bowl, that national championship.
To this day, I still wonder, why are you throwing the ball when you've got beast mode in your backfield?
Right. And then that national championship game, he's running. He's got Reggie Bush on the bench, just like he had beast mode on the bench in Seattle, and he ends up losing both games. He has not been the same coach since. He has not been the same coach since.
Would I be safe to assume that the New Orleans Saints are now the cream of the crop in the NFC South?
Yes.
I would say.
With the signing of Derek
Carr.
Yeah.
They still have Jameis.
Yep.
They got Jamal Williams, the
Yep.
leading touchdown scorer in the league. They re-signed Michael Thomas. Hopefully he comes back and
they actually restructured his contract, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Juwan Johnson, a very formidable tight end. And we already know that their defense is good. Okay, so New Orleans to me is not that they're any kind of a contender for any Super Bowl, but they're the cream of the crop now. Now that Brady's gone, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are
and Carolina's going with Andy Dalton of all people.
Yeah, and Andy Dalton. Yeah, no.
Well, until they make the draft.
And Atlanta, I mean, Atlanta signed Tyler Heineke.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean,
and
yeah, exactly. I mean, they re-signed. I mean, they got Jonnu Smith in a trade with the Patriots.
And what'd he do with the Patriots?
Not a whole lot.
Exactly.
They didn't get any offensive weapons. I mean, Atlanta didn't get really a lot of as far as NFL weapons. They re-signed their fullback Keith Smith, but that doesn't mean anything either. So
and Minnesota's going down too because look, you give up somebody like Dalvin Cook. They re-signed Alexander Madison, which he's only been a third down back pretty much his whole career. I don't know if he's a 3-down back now. They go out and get who's their backup? Nick Mullins.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That's what they're gonna do with Nick Mullins? See if look, Cousins can probably lead them to respectability within the division. But beyond that, again, remember, primetime Cousins just isn't worth the money.
I mean, the only thing on offense that they did was they got Alexander Mattson on a 2-year deal, running back, and tight end Josh Oliver.
49ers
the only offensive splash they really made.
49ers ought to feel good because Rams are going to suck. Cardinals are going to suck. And Seattle's a big fat question.
And Elliott is wetting his lips, man. He's just look at Elliott.
I think the only thing he's wetting.
I am glad to relinquish to the AFC East the best division, the title of best division in football.
He's licking his lips
because
man.
It used to be the NFC West.
Well, and last year, guys, in the middle of the offseason, we thought the AFC West was going to be just freaking loaded, and we thought, all the wild cards would come out of freaking.
But here's the difference: there's better coaches in the AFC East than there are in the AFC West.
I mean, the AFC East. I mean, John is even lamenting it's going to be freaking lit. When Aaron Rodgers finally signs with the Jets, that division is going to be the best division in football. And it's just going to be so much freaking fun to watch.
Let's rewind for a second. Everybody predicted that the AFC West was going to be the best division in football. Why? Because of the quarterbacks that went there, this, that, and the other.
Yep.
But did we take into consideration the fact that the only legitimate coach in that division is Andy Reid?
Yeah.
You had Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
Josh McDaniels.
Yep.
Yes.
And who else?
The kid in San Diego and
Cliff Kingsbury
from San Diego, the guy that constantly keeps the Chargers down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He should have been fired the year before.
Yep.
So everybody looked at the additions, but they didn't look at what was already there.
Coaching makes special teams.
Substandard coaching.
Coaching is everything.
City dominated that division. Because they have the best coach by far within it.
Yeah, I agree.
Now you look at the AFC East. Look at the coaches there.
Belichick.
McDaniels. The guy from Miami. He's not a bad coach.
No, Saleh.
Okay. You got McDermott and Saleh.
These are all good coaches. Elliott, well, I mean, you can vouch for Saleh because he ran your defense for so long, but yeah.
It's the same thing that happened in the NFC East. The coaching, except for Mike McCarthy, the rest of those coaches in that division are good.
I mean, Riverboat Ron, we all know Riverboat Ron is a really good
coach.
Yes.
Okay. And again, the only reason McCarthy's still a Cowboys coach is because he's a yes man and he'll do anything that Jerry Jones says.
But he's set himself in the hot seat now. So
Kenny, we don't live very far from Texas Stadium or FedEx Field, whatever they call it.
Stadium. No, I don't.
Whatever they call it now. Why don't you run over and give Jerry Jones a piece of your mind and say, look, I've been following football for 40 years. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. Get the hell out of here.
You know how long I'd have to wait in line to do that? That line winds all the way around the entire stadium.
And that's a pretty big freaking stadium, too.
Pretty big freaking stadium, yeah. That goes all the way to the Walmart parking lot across the street.
I mean, not that he's that much better, but his son needs to step in and say, "Look, Dad, go home. Let me do this."
He's not going to.
Yeah, it's good. It's because Stephen Jones is as afraid of his father as anybody else is.
Mm-hmm.
In the AFC East, you're going to have Buffalo contending again like they usually do.
If Buffalo doesn't go, and I'm going to tell John this to his face, Buffalo's problem is they're depending too much on Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
That's Buffalo's biggest problem.
And I've been hearing murmurs that they might get Dalvin Cook to go.
They need a really powerful running game. Okay, their defense needs a lot of work as well. They depended too much on Josh Allen, on the combination of his arm and his legs, to get them through games last year. Mm-hmm. And you know what? All that's going to do is get your quarterback killed. That's all it's going to happen.
Does that sound familiar?
Speaking of quarterback
killed, yes, it does.
30 years ago, they depended too much on Jim Kelly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with Jim Kelly, they won.
Yeah.
Well, they got there. They didn't win.
They got the 4 straight Super Bowls with Jim Kelly.
They just couldn't do it in the Super Bowl.
But Ken, the Buffalo Bills of that era had Thurman Thomas. They had a running game.
Yes.
They had a defense with Bruce Smith.
Yes.
Andre Reed.
Let me wind that back, because that's a bad comparison, because that was totally a different offense.
Yeah.
I mean, that offense was unbelievable. It was
nicknamed the running,
and nobody runs that offense anymore.
It was nicknamed the run and gun.
Yep. And nobody runs that offense anymore. The Cowboys figured it out twice. Buffalo deserved better than they got. They always have.
Buffalo should have won that Super Bowl against the Giants. They should have won that game.
Yeah, they did.
Wide right. I get it.
Okay.
Wide right.
Yep. They dominated the Giants throughout that entire game
until the last 10 minutes.
The kicker missed the field goal. What was it? 47 yards, 37 yards, whatever it was.
40 something.
It was 40
having
something.
to kick on grass. He's never kicked on grass before.
Right. And but up until that point, the Bills were just putting it to the Giants. The Giants didn't have an answer. Okay.
There was no bad weather conditions. There was no wind. The elements were in his favor. He just choked. Plain and simple. That was
who was the Giants' defensive coordinator that day?
Scott Norwood.
Bill Belichick.
That down.
Belichick.
Yeah, Bill Belichick. Yes.
Yep.
The Buffalo Bills are going to compete. Okay.
And then the next 3 years, they got blown out by the Redskins, and then they got blown out twice by the Cowboys.
Twice by the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Right.
So, in one of those games against the Cowboys, Thurman couldn't find his helmet, for God's sake. So that's a whole nother sidebar. But the problem with the Bills now is that they're depending too much on Josh Allen. They're asking Josh Allen to put them on his back and carry the team, and it's not working.
There's a reason for that.
Well, he is a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong.
They don't have a solid running game.
No, they don't.
Well, they don't.
Okay, they don't have a back in the backfield that you can hand the ball to and expect him to get 100+ yards in the game.
No.
James Cook was showing flashes at the end.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, you're right. There is a lot of pressure on Josh Allen.
Go!
What?
Go! Bolts. Lightning.
Oh.
He's one in Tampa Bay.
Okay. That's neither here nor there at this point.
Is it 2-0 now?
2-0.
The Dolphins are going to be okay. Again, they have a quarterback question as well. They went out and got Mike White, which I think was a decent signing.
Do you think Tua's really you think Tua's health is the question mark?
I don't think Tua should. You know what? I really do think that they should make a solid run at Lamar Jackson.
Well, you know what? And Lamar Jackson, I think, is being disrespected in Baltimore. I really.
Oh, he's being blackballed in the league, dude.
Yeah.
The owners came together. The owners came together. Why? Because of Deshaun Watson. That's why.
Because
nobody
Jackson
can
wants
get
the same
suck-
kind of
Nobody
contract.
wants to get suckered the way the Cleveland Browns did.
Yeah, because Jackson wants a completely guaranteed contract.
He wants
Nobody
it.
to do
He wants the Deshaun Watson
Gotcha.
contract, and he can't find a sucker like the Browns to give it to him.
Yeah, the Browns definitely overpaid for that guy, but that's okay. We won't go there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know what? He is a restricted free agent. He is free to talk to any team he wants to talk to. But the thing of it is it's going to cost whoever picks him up, if they do pick him up, it's going to cost him a 2 first-round draft picks.
And you know what? The owners have gotten together and say no.
Right.
No. What's up, Jamal? No.
Hey, Jamal.
Hey, Jamal.
He'll
man?
wind up back in Baltimore just because nobody else is going to, take that step. Nobody else going to take that step.
Sorry, it's some kind of he got the franchise tag. What is it? Non-exclusive or it was whatever it was franchise tag. He's not a restricted free agent.
Right.
He's got the is it non-exclusive franchise tag?
Non-exclusive, right. Which means he
Right.
can deal with anybody he wants.
He can deal with anybody he wants, but it's going to
Right.
cost that team, whoever tries to sign him, 2 first-round draft
Nobody's
picks.
going to sign him. You know why? Because the
Yep.
owners have put it out there. Nobody gives max contract or fully guaranteed contracts the way the Browns did. They put a kibosh to that shit. Okay, because that sets the bar too high for other franchises to be able to get in.
Happy birthday, Jamal. Early.
What's
Hey,
up,
happy
Jamal?
birthday,
Happy
Jamal.
birthday, bro.
He's not. You know what, Brett? I really don't think he's worth a guaranteed contract right now. There are no quote. Unquote,
Nobody's worth a guaranteed contract that big.
Yes, correct.
Nobody.
No.
Not at $230 million. No, nobody.
It's called setting the bar way too high and putting owners at a deficit. And owners don't like to be at a deficit.
Oh, and we all know the owners like to collude with each other about what they're going to do and what they're not going to do.
That too. So we'll see.
That's like setting the bar in the pole vault at 30 feet.
Mr. Flop passed away, Kenny.
Who?
The guy that introduced the Felsbury Flop, whatever it is, in gymnastics.
Yeah, Dick Fosbury. Dick Fosbury Flop.
Flop. Yes, he's the one that innovated the flop that
Yes.
all high jumpers use to this day.
I was 8 years old when he debuted that in the Olympics in 1968. And I couldn't wait to try it in the PE class in 3rd grade. And I went over the bar. I cleared the bar, but I knocked the wind out of me because we had a sand pit instead of
a padding. Yeah.
Actually, the Jaguars temporarily screwed up the wide receiver market, but Christian Kirk was worth every penny they gave.
He was worth every penny last season. Absolutely.
So that argument falls kind of shallow.
Christian Kirk is one of the reasons why the Jags made the playoffs, for goodness
sake. Exactly.
Which birthday is this, Jamal?
Yeah. Let us know how old you are, Jamal. 20 what? You still a kid, Jamal? Come on, let us know.
Tell Grandpa how old you are.
Come on, share with the class. How old are you, Jamal?
I can't see what Clarky's saying because of your shield over here. What's the Browns?
Clarky is saying the Browns screwed up the quarterback market and the Jags screwed up the wide receiver market, which we've already
Yes. And the Cowboys screwed up the running back market.
What the hell?
What? What happened to Tampa now?
It's now 2-2? What the hell?
2-2?
It was 2-0 there for a little while ago. What the hell?
You can't sleep on those Devils.
Whoa.
How about them Rangers? 13 goals in the last 2 games? And it just barely happened.
It don't make any difference.
7 goals.
The Bruins have already salted this one away.
I was going to say the Bruins. Who can stop the Bruins? But then again, President's Trophy winners don't.
President's Trophy, baby.
Hey, I don't think it's going to matter this year.
That jinx is real.
They are tearing the league to
said
pieces.
the same thing when Tampa won the President's Trophy.
Yeah, but the Bruins are tearing up the friggin' league right now.
Again, don't count it.
How was it they scored 2 goals? Was I just gone that long that they? I mean, it wasn't.
Yeah, you blinked.
I must have blinked and they scored 2 goals. Holy cow!
They must have scored one of them off of the face-off.
I guess they must have or something because it was 2-0 there after a while for just a few minutes ago. Oh God.
Oh.
Anyway, come on, Jamal, share.
Is that still the first period?
The second period.
Second period? Okay.
There's been a big argument. Have you seen the arguments going back and forth about the WBC?
Boxing?
No. World
Baseball Classic.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I know that was a magnificent game last night.
How people are criticizing players, criticizing the fact that why are they doing this when they can get injured?
Did you see what Keith Olbermann put out?
No, what did he say?
Holy shit, he's getting railed all over Facebook.
Well, that's normal for Keith Olbermann. He usually gets railed about
That's par for the course for Keith.
Dude, he is getting railed all over the place.
I mean, he's on our side, Elliot, but then again, he just doesn't know when to shut up.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot of people pissed off and a lot of players and other people coming after his ass. Yeah.
You saying they should call it off?
Well, you know what? Keith Olbermann has made so much money from his ESPN and MSNBC contracts.
Mm-hmm.
He just needs to just stay out of the limelight and enjoy his retirement. That's what I'm saying about Keith Olbermann.
Keith Olbermann is a left-wing shock jock.
Here's the thing. Who's to say that Edwin Diaz wouldn't have ripped up his knee in spring training? Who's to say that Edwin Diaz wouldn't have ripped up his knee at home like some players, have injured themselves at home in the past? Okay, and I stand by some of the players that have come out and said, look, one of the biggest things for us is the pride of playing for our country.
Whether it be the WBC or the Olympics, right?
It is their Olympics.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, and they have,
WBC, the Olympics, the World Cup, you name it.
but you're gonna get your Keith Olbermanns out there that want to be assholes and stuff like that. I get it, but the bottom line is that look, it's a small consolation that the Mets ain't gonna have to pay Diaz's contract because it's covered, it's insured.
Right.
That if he gets injured or anybody gets injured in the WBC,
3-2.
their contract is covered.
Right.
Okay. And I know it's small consolation for the Mets, but the bottom line is the man was serving his country. Now, he also didn't get injured while he was playing. He got injured in the celebration.
During the celebration, right.
So
right.
You're going to tell me
that's even more embarrassing.
Your opinions on a freak accident? Again, he could have slipped on the stairs in his house.
Well, then Altuve gets hit by a pitch last night and breaks a finger on his right hand.
Right.
Altuve. Yeah. He's going to be out indefinitely.
But that could have happened in a preseason, an exhibition game.
He's got to have surgery.
Yeah. And he's going to be out indefinitely.
He could be out for the year.
So, but these guys will trade those injuries at any point in time for the honor of playing for their country.
Whether it be Venezuela, Puerto Rico,
Now,
Mexico,
Japan. If you felt that your players were in danger in any way, because there was no sign that Edwin Diaz had a knee issue or anything like that, unlike the Yankees, who did not allow Luis Severino to play in the WBC. Why?
Didn't allow Aaron Judge to play either.
Back. No, why? Because they don't want to They don't want to make those sacrifices. And Aaron Judge is a team captain, so he's got to step up with what the team wants, pretty much.
Right.
And again, everybody's going to have their opinions, but bottom line is that what happened to him was a freak accident. It could have happened at any point in time.
Exactly.
It could have happened at the beginning of the season, and then what?
Right.
Exactly.
For the record, guys, I'm not limited to an hour tonight. If we want to keep going, we can keep going. There's plenty to talk about. So if you want to keep going, we can keep going tonight.
So we go as long as we can.
Well, I can't go too terribly far because I got to go back to work tomorrow.
Well, so do I, Ken. I get up. My alarm goes off at 4:30 in the morning. So I mean, but
Yeah.
still,
Mine at 4:45. Hello.
yeah. So I mean, I don't give a shit. I'll sleep when I'm dead. To quote,
I got to take my kid to work, and then I work out, and then I come home, get ready, and go to school for 5-6
to
hours.
quote Wade Garrett from Roadhouse, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Okay, I'm just
Exactly.
saying.
That'd be the longest and best nap I ever have.
But yeah, I mean, I understand the controversy around the World Baseball Classic, and to be honest, you know what? If these guys want to play, let them play. For God's sakes, I mean,
Let them play.
you know,
Again, they could have got injured in
they could have got injured in spring training. They could have gotten
Exactly.
injured at any point in time during the regular season. I mean, they could have got injured at home by slipping on a wet spot on their freaking floor, for goodness sake. So, I mean,
Now, here's the thing. Had it been some insignificant player that nobody cares about, would they
exactly.
be so much,
Yeah,
so much
Exactly.
about it?
because it's Diaz and because it's
And you don't see the Mets owner coming out and making big waves about the bullshit. He's actually accepting it, and he's provided care and support for Diaz in his home, and his rehab, all that kind of stuff. Okay, because that's what makes sense.
Diaz has said he's going to try and rehab enough to where he can come back this season. I don't know how he does it.
I wouldn't push it.
He won't be until later in the season.
Yeah, and I don't think he'll be ready much later in the season.
No.
Because he would have missed his spring training. He would have missed an entire season.
Yep.
You're not going to bring him back in crunch time.
Right.
If you're in the playoffs or on making waves, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to take that chance. And why bring him back under those circumstances if you just let him rehab, get himself back to shape for next year? As the Mets, you ain't got to worry because you ain't got to pay him. He's paid for.
Right.
They also have a guy named David Robertson who can step in as a closer, who has been a closer in the past.
Yes.
Okay, so the Mets are not suffering. And Steve Cohen will go out and get somebody else if he has.
Isn't this typical Met luck, though?
It is.
Isn't this typical?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
They lost to Syndergaard
like
last year. Lost
yeah, I mean, you know what?
Well, DeGrom.
Guys, lost
Guys,
DeGrom, and then he lost him to free agency.
Right. What do you guys think of the new rule changes? We haven't really discussed that on this show.
What rule changes?
The pitch clock.
I really haven't
bigger base.
had a chance to see. I really haven't had a chance to see the pitch. I haven't seen a game yet. So I mean, are they using the pitch clock in the World Baseball Classic? I can't tell.
No, they're using
they don't show
rules.
the scorebox.
That's an MLB rule.
Yeah, I've got to reserve judgment on that. I'm hearing good things and bad things about it. I'm glad that the game, some of those 3-hour games are just monotonous.
Right. What do you think about the fact that they're outlawing the shift? And then they got the larger bases now too. The size of a pizza box.
Yes, that's why I don't totally understand that. I mean, they're trying to increase stolen bases. Yeah, you could do that, but you do that in training camp. You don't do that in rules. I don't know. I mean, that looks kind of bizarre.
But on a brighter note, what about that grand slam by Trey Turner last night?
Oh, I loved it. Kenny was all
that was
over
fantastic.
Twitter. Kenny was all over on Twitter.
When he made contact, I said, "It's gone."
If you haven't seen the cut done to the Avengers theme, find it and listen. They did it to the theme of the Avengers. It was freaking hilarious. But what
that was magnificent. Kenny, that was epic.
This is right up your wheelhouse. Major League Baseball has outlawed the shift.
Yeah, but you know what?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Teams have found another way to make that happen.
How? They got to have two guys
Oh, yeah.
at the second base.
Yeah,
How do they get around it? They can't.
they
You
have.
can't.
They take the left fielder.
You're gonna move
They take the
right field
they
into the
take
infield.
outfielder, and they move them over, way over. Okay. So basically, you got nobody in right field. If they're going to pull the ball to left, then you're going to shift your whole defense to left field.
He's gonna be the first and a half baseman.
I saw somewhere where they had a strategy to overcome that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm sure the MLB will find a way to kibosh that too.
Come on. Yeah, boy. I got a visitor, guys.
The thing is,
Groot.
I'm kind of glad they kept the extra inning tiebreaker.
Yeah.
You know, sending a man at second base.
And on second base, you like that?
I kind of, it's growing on me. Kind of like a
I honestly think
athlete's foot, I guess.
I honestly think that the runner should be put on first base, not second base.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. First base would be
first base.
fine.
That would mean that you'd have to bunt to get him to second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or you can steal to get to second, depending on who the runner is.
Right.
You know what I'm
Now
saying?
you have the bigger bases
You don't put
on
somebody
there.
in scoring position. That just ain't. I don't like it. I don't like the second base thing. I really don't.
I would not have a problem with that at all.
If they put him on first, that
As long as you can get them board early and it doesn't carry
because
over.
here's what happens: if you put him on second and they bunt, now he's on third with a chance to come in on a sacrifice fly or a wild pitch, or something of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Make it to where you don't want the game to go longer, but don't hand the other team a chance to, easily score a run. Put him on first base.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And Michael Jordan.
But of course, nobody's listening.
Yeah,
Nobody's
real
listening.
quick. Michael Jordan is selling his stake in the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, you know why? Because he paid $180 million for them, and now they're worth $1.77 billion.
Right.
That's smart business as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
He's not getting any younger. And really, Charlotte really didn't do anything under him. So,
well, and you know what? He's going to make a profit, so it's all good, right?
a
gonna make a
huge
fortune.
profit. A $1.6 billion profit.
Absolutely.
You think LeBron James is going to have that kind of business
He needs
acumen?
money to
I don't
support his
think so.
NASCAR team. That's what it is. Because
Yeah.
that's a losing venture if anybody saw one.
Mm-hmm.
It's expensive to run a NASCAR team.
I did hear a rumor that Scottie Pippen's wife is leaving him and wants to hook up with Michael Jordan.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
What is Michael?
That's gonna
60
be-
now? Who cares about Michael? Come on, man.
Look, man, only haters are going to get on Michael. The
That's
LeBron
right.
lovers.
I tell you
The
what,
LeBron lovers.
Elliot, I have been appreciating your memes that you've been posting in the group chat, in the group feed.
About the comparison?
About LeBron being a little bitch and MJ
Yeah.
still being the greatest of all
He's
time.
a bitch.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, right now, he's faking an injury, waiting to see if the Lakers can make it into the play-in round.
Yes.
Okay? He's a bitch.
Tell you what, when LeBron wins 4 championships in 5 years or 6 years, whatever it was, then we can talk. But he hasn't done it. Okay? LeBron has bounced from Cleveland to Miami to Cleveland to LA. He hasn't stayed with one team. Jordan did it all with one franchise. And tell you what, until you got 4 rings on your finger, LeBron, don't talk to me. I don't care. I don't care.
I
don't care that he has the scoring title of all time. I don't care that he beat Kareem in the scoring.
Here's the thing.
But you know what? The reason why he has the scoring title is because the dude throw the ball up from anywhere on the freaking court just to score a point. And that doesn't mean you're great. It just means that you like to shoot the ball and you don't give it up. You're not a team player. You're selfish.
Here's the thing.
And by the way, Kareem did it without the 3-point line. I'm just saying.
Well, Michael Jordan, let's just get it down to basics. LeBron had to go and either build or join a super team which we've seen how that's worked out for him since the bubble in LA.
Yeah, he lost to
Right.
Dallas and then just won one championship in Miami.
But here's the thing, Michael Jordan, even though his standards were to win and not go and make super teams and all that, it's because everybody that played in the NBA in those years didn't want to do that. You think Larry Bird was going to go join somebody else to go
Hell
play
no.
with Mike?
Bird
No.
was Magic
Magic Johnson, was he going to leave the Lakers to go win a championship
No.
somewhere else? No. So I blame Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, guys like that who were willing to buy into that bullshit.
I'm surprised D Wade hasn't come down on him more.
That's why Kevin Durant is considered a bitch now.
Well, and again, you know what? This is again why you guys have to understand why I don't respect the championship that he brought to Cleveland.
Because Kyrie won that motherfucker.
Kyrie was there. I mean, Kevin Love.
Yeah, those guys won that.
Tristan Thompson.
Give me a fucking break, dude.
Okay. I mean, and you know, I respect the fact they were down 3-1 to Golden State in the finals, and they came back and won that series. But once he did that, he did what he got the championship in Cleveland, and then he went to greener pastures out in LA. You know, the COVID championship doesn't count.
Draymond Green got his last game. If Draymond Green plays the next game, Golden State wins.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it.
And then he goes off to LA and he tries to bring in the players. He plays, rookie GM and tries to bring in the players he wants to bring into LA. And he goes for the greener pastures of the Lakers. What did that bring him? It brought him a COVID championship, which nobody accepts and nobody cares.
A championship which didn't include a lot of teams in that little tournament they put together.
Right.
Okay. They all played in one arena.
Right.
All right. And
Disney's Wide World of Sports, baby.
It was set up for LA to win, basically. That's what it comes down to.
Who are they beating that final?
Nobody counts that.
Was it Boston?
I don't even remember. I don't care less.
I don't either.
Is the saga of Aaron Rodgers continuing, or
it's still continuing? I mean, the Jets still haven't signed him. I mean, I think Green Bay's asking. Green Bay's asking for Fort Knox before they get rid of Aaron Rodgers, but that's just me.
Mm-hmm. They want the Jets' first-round pick.
Well, Jets signed Aaron Lazard this week. So Alan Lazard, I mean.
Yeah,
Alan Lazard.
That'll help the recruiting process.
Step closer.
They're getting ready. They signed Nathaniel Hackett, which was Rodgers' coordinator.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as the way it works, I think come 2038 or 39, the Jets will probably try to sign Jordan Love or trade for him. Because Favre did it, now Rodgers is doing it. Jordan Love will wind up with
15 years from now. You and I may not even be alive at that time. Yeah. You or Kenny. None of us may be here.
It won't be.
Time, but
I expect to be. Only 15 years.
You'll be almost 80, Ken. You'll make it. Go ahead. Let's see you do
it. 15 years, I'll be 76 years old. Fine with me.
Let's see if I can make it to 65 first.
Yeah, well, gotta stay positive, man.
Yeah.
Gotta stay positive because you know what? We never know, man. Look at this guy, Lance Reddick just died.
You know what? He was a really good actor, dude.
I don't know where it is.
Great. He was great.
He was.
Yep. 60 years old.
Yep.
So.
I'm sorry that John's not here because the Dallas Stars crammed the Calgary Flames yesterday. So. I hope you're watching.
Because we know how much John loves Calgary.
That's right.
That love affair is timeless.
That is.
Happy birthday to Andy Reid.
Of course, his Oilers beat
Oh, and happy birthday to
Andy
John
Reid?
McClane. Bruce Willis' birthday today too. Happy birthday, Bruce.
Oh, Bruce Willis. Yeah, okay. Bruce Willis's birthday.
John McClane. That's how I know him.
Yeah,
I know John McClane's a big writer in Houston, but that's all right.
Yeah, somehow I don't think
that's a
Willis's headstone
sad,
was going to say
sad
John McClane.
situation. I hate to say
it's
that
sad
to
to see
Bruce
him go
Willis.
like that. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, John McClane is probably my favorite character in all of the movies. I mean,
and how about those brackets getting busted? 20 million brackets
Jesus.
busted over one weekend.
Kansas gone, Purdue gone,
Yeah, Brett. That's why I've been
Kentucky's
posting
out.
my bracket. Looks like Berg.
Yeah, Kentucky's out.
That's why I've been posting.
North Carolina didn't make
Yeah.
it. Duke is gone. So I mean, the Sweet 16 doesn't have Kansas, Duke,
Princeton is in
Kentucky.
the Sweet 16.
Yeah. No Kansas, no Duke, no North Carolina, or no what's the other one? Holy cow! I had it in
Kentucky.
my Kentucky in the Sweet 16.
Kentucky got beat today.
Third
Yeah.
time in 4 years that happened.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
I did see it, Brett.
20 million plus brackets were wiped out of perfection.
And that's why.
Oh,
Yep. Uh-oh. I think Ken's quarters are running out.
all right. Anything else, Elliot? You got anything else?
No, I'm good, man.
Ken's frozen, so I'm going to say
Bro,
he's
Put in
frozen.
another quarter, Ken.
We're going to close up shop for the week.
one.
All right, you're back, Ken. You're
No
back. All right.
cord in the payphone.
All right, we're going to close up shop for this week. I want to thank all 4 or 5 of you that showed up and watched us tonight. It was a good show.
Hey, that's better than the days where nobody shows up.
Correct. Yeah, I'm sorry John wasn't here. We had a good show. It was fun. And as we always do, we managed to fill an hour plus. So I'm always good with that. So with
easy right now because
with no designated game plan and to start with, we just throw it out there for you, and we don't have a script, we don't have a rundown, just wing it like we always do, and that's what's great about this show.
And we could have gone even further than it. We went an hour and almost 15 minutes.
Right. We could have talked golf, we could have talked hockey, we could have talked whatever. So.
Well,
Anyway.
we could have talked baseball and all that stuff with John in the room. So.
Absolutely. Baseball would have been a good
Game
time. Anyway.
A little bit of baseball, a little bit of hockey,
I do,
and a lot of football.
Yep. It is Sunday night, and Ken and I have to work in the morning, so
A little bit of obituary.
As do I.
All right, Elliot has to work too, so all right. Anyway,
school is work because all I do is cut now.
Yeah, I know, right?
All I do is cut hair now.
All right. On behalf of my co-host, Mr. Elliot Biggie Lamba, and Mr. Ken Casso, and Mr. Abstentia, Mr. John G. Olson, we want to thank you guys for hanging out with us and watching the replay. For those that are watching the replay, we are the Sports Nerds. We are here every Sunday night on Facebook live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Remember, folks, if you had half as much fun as twice as much fun as you did, then.
Correct. Yes, and this will be we'll post it on Spotify. We'll post it on. I can't post it to Vim because Vim actually was down tonight, guys. So we didn't get a broadcast to Vim. But I'll post it on Peak D.
No worries. No worries.
And you can catch your replays anywhere, especially on Spotify.
YouTube.
I'll post a link to my Twitter account as well as Facebook if you want to watch it. But thanks everybody for watching and hanging out. On behalf of my co-host, once again, we are the Sports Nerds, and we are out. Elliot, hit the outro.
Well, there you have it, Nerd Nation. Another Sunday episode of the Sports Nerd Show in the books, and we are still alive to televised. Now, on behalf of our host, Scott, the Sports Nerd Right, and his co-host, John Olson, Ken Casso, our two lovable members in the Ram Pack, and yes, me, Big E, the entire pack would once again like to thank you all for participating with us in the best 90 minutes of sports smack talk on the web today. So until next Sunday night, dear nation, we would like to leave you with a quick PSA. Please stay safe. Please practice social distancing. And for heaven's sake, please wear a damn mask. You all just got hit with a pack rant from the Rant Pack. And with that, fellas, we are